Only 9 contestants remain on this season of The Voice. It's hard to believe it's already been that few. And joining us to talk about some of the standout moments from this week's performances is Amanda Preslar. You may remember her from season 9 of The Voice and for many of the recaps that we've had here on Channel 2. Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And you have a special shout out.
Yes, I have to say Happy Mother's Day to my mother, Marilyn Preslar, and I want to shout out to my sisters, Casey and Shelley. They were all 3 in LA last season.
Oh, right,
exactly.
It
meant so much for them to rearrange their lives and get away from their children and be there to support. So I wanted to give a special shout out to my family.
And if you remember her audition, they went crazy.
Oh, they went nuts.
Whenever the chairs turned. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. So we want to get to this week's performances.
Absolutely.
We're going to start with someone who did an incredible job, Alison Porter. And no surprise there.
Nope.
Let's listen to her sing for just a second.
There's no mercy.
And of course, Alison sang Let Him Fly by Patty Griffin. What'd you think?
The Dixie Chicks version, has a lot more background vocals and things like that, but it's obvious that she does not need that support in this performance. I mean, and then again, yet another big story that she connects to and just brings that to this song. And it's chilling, and it made my eyes tear up. I mean, she's just so present in her performances.
It was nice to kind of have a dialed back performance with little accompaniment, basically.
Yeah.
I loved it. And next we want to turn to Team Pharrell, Hannah Houston, who sang Rolling in the Deep, a huge song by Adele. Let's take a listen to her. And it is hard to climb Mount Adele, I will say.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think about her performance?
Well, Adam said there's that one note that when you scooped up into all that we just heard right there, that didn't necessarily bother me. She did, insert some growls and stuff, but I think she, kind of did her best in tying together her, take on it with a little more sparkle there, but yet kept the falsetto stuff that Adele does. So I didn't mind it at all. I loved the performance, and I loved her look. She
looked great, too.
Yeah.
And I loved, Pharrell was the only coach that stood up. I thought all 4 of them should have stood up, honestly, to me.
Yeah.
Because it was just that good. And we want to move to our third performance we want to talk about, and that's Adam Wakefield. He's on Team Blake, and he sang I Got a Woman by Ray Charles. Let's take a listen to that. And I have to say, it is Mother's Day, and that song played all the time when I was growing up. So as soon as he picked that song, I was like, I'm going to love this no matter what. What'd you think of him?
Oh, I love him. I love that they referenced his girlfriend earlier in the clip. I'm like, oh, that's who he's singing to. He's got a special girl in his heart.
And he plays the piano very well, too.
Yes, and I love that they, reference that in both his performance and Lath's performance, that, the instrumental and the vocal go in tandem with each other.
Right.
So I love listening to him sing and play at the same time.
He's very good. He could sneak up on there, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And speaking of Lath, we want to talk about him last. He's on Team Adam, and he sang The Thrill Is Gone by B.B. King, and of course, he played the guitar amazingly.
Yeah, Paul's just jamming out back there. He was enjoying that solo. Love him, love the story. Learned about his dad, and not necessarily agreeing with his career in music. And that's what I love about, spending more and more time. You get to know little bits and pieces, like just a little extra.
Unfolding it a little bit at a time,
And you feel like you know these people. And so that was an interesting, interesting news to find out. But I always enjoyed his performance.
Yeah, I think he's getting better and better, too.
His voice is like a trumpet.
That is very right.
Yeah.
Very clear and loud and everything. I love it, too.
It is what it is. It is just... He's very entertaining for me.
Yeah. Well, Amanda, thank you as always for your analysis and for joining us this morning.
Absolutely.
And if you want to catch any of the performances of The Voice, you can watch it right here on 2 Works For You. The show airs Monday and Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. Amanda, thank you again.
Yeah.